Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John, this is Trunad, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. You only live once. You join me here, having just left Freeside. I'm just kind of wandering out into the waste at the moment. And the last part, we were at a, well, not exactly great 256 out of 440 max possible hit points on the true health counter. And unfortunately, it gets worse yet, because 2 weeks ago, as I was leaving the Brotherhood bunker, something unexpected happened, and something I didn't spot, but someone in the comments did spot, which is, as I left the bunker and the Brotherhood bunker exploded, the shield icon popped up in the bottom left, meaning you've taken damage, but your armor has mostly resisted it. And I'm going to put the footage of that on screen right now. Ooh. Okay, so you see that there. So obviously what that means, as far as I'm concerned, is I think I might have taken a tiny amount of damage. There was some debate in the comments about whether that means you have taken damage or not, and some people who'd seen that before but checked and seen they hadn't taken any damage. But I'm going to deduct 1 hit point anyway for 255 out of 440 maximum possible hit points. So it's even worse than it was last week, and last week was utterly bloody dreadful. But anyway, we've got some stuff to do this week. This week we've got to basically do the final few quests in the main game leading up to the assault on the dam itself. So let's go to Hoover Dam and have a look-see over there, shall we? So here we are at the dam. Let's just step inside. And you'll find Ranger Grant up ahead here, kind of addressing the other NCR Rangers and NCR Heavy Troopers. He's presumably supposed to be having a little chat with them. So all we need to do is find Ranger Grant.
I've heard of you. I'm glad you're here to help us out. This is a delicate matter, and we need all the help we can get from people we can trust.
It's a very strange little... I find the whether you can work with the NCR in this quest not a bit odd, because obviously... Because I'm idolised with the NCR, and whether this quest lets you work with them or not is entirely based on your reputation. Because I'm idolised with the NCR, they're like, oh, we trust you so much, we're so glad you're here to help, brilliant, please do help us out. But then, obviously, if I actually, went up to any of the main quest givers in the NCR, they'd refuse to work with me anymore because they knew I was working with House. So, yeah, the plot triggers from the House quest means the NCR won't work with me anymore, apart from in the quest where your reputation with the NCR is what's used to determine whether you can use the quest, in which case the NCR are thrilled to work with you. So it creates a little bit of an odd experience, but never mind. Now, whatever happens, do not tell him you're all set, even if you are. You have to ask some questions. There's some very valuable things to get out of the conversation first. So, ask him about the security arrangements, and he'll just go through, like, all the different, K9 units, sharpshooters, yep. And you need to ask him, I'm going to need access everywhere. This is really important for completing this nice and easily.
Alright, I'll give you full access.
Right, now that is useful, because otherwise you would not... That actually makes a difference. That's not a cosmetic detail. That does actually allow you to get to areas you wouldn't have been able to previously. This is really important. You can also get a detailed schedule for the visit. Not much interesting in there. And can I use my weapons?
We trust you, so you're free to have your weapons. Just don't do anything too crazy, and we'll back you up.
There we go. By basically anything short of actually shooting someone in the NCR or the president, he does actually mean that. So just don't shoot the president. So, that done, now you can say, I'm all set.
Good. The president doesn't arrive until tomorrow. Get some rest. I'll brief you in the morning.
And at this point, it automatically fades to black, and we wake up the following morning. Okay, so, what's the plan for today?
The plan is to get through today without the shit hitting the fan.
Good plan. Okay, so, he's basically just said do any last-minute sweeps, which you can do. I've never thought there's that much point, to be honest. I mean, the main thing that you want to investigate is you want to go into this supply closet, and you will find a bloodstain that you can examine. And perception 6. Yep, I can do that. And you examine the area, notice a bloody wrench and a toolbox. Someone was killed here recently. Judging by the scene, it was one of the engineers. You should keep an eye out for engineers acting strangely. So we have indeed investigated that. Though one thing I always find funny. If you open up this, if you open up the locker, there's an engineer jumpsuit right there. This is also one of the easy ways to get an NCR disguise if you happen to need it for some reason. But yeah, basically someone lured an NCR engineer into this room, murdered them in order to take their clothes, but there was clothes in there here already. And just to add a little bit more flavour into the world, wandering around upstairs, you can find this Allison Valentine, another engineer for the NCR.
Hey, you haven't seen my friend around here, have you? His name is Ben, and he's an engineer. We were supposed to meet up so we can watch the president's speech together. but he hasn't shown up yet.
Mysteriously, yeah, you just can't flipping put two and two together that he's the guy who was killed downstairs for whatever reason. So, yeah, I haven't seen him.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just keep waiting. Sorry to bother you.
So, yes, there we go. But, yeah, despite the fact you can know about that, it doesn't seem to make much difference, to be honest, but never mind. So what I'm going to show you now is what, as far as I'm concerned, the quickest, easiest, safest way to complete, you'll know when it happens successfully, without putting yourself at too much risk at all. So, yeah. I just love it, you know, the president decided to come here. I mean, it's literally inside the fort. The fort is that's the fort. That's the Caesar's fort right there. And just the president's going to come. In fact, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what the maximum possible effective range of a sniper could ever be, but I don't know if you had the right sniper with the right gun, in theory, could someone even actually take a shot at the president from the fort? I don't know, maybe that's too far for it to possibly be feasible in real life. I've no idea. But anyway, let's speak to Ranger Grant and get this started.
Have you finished your security sweep?
I have, and despite the fact that I found clear evidence that someone has been murdered and that someone is in disguise as an NCR engineer, I can't tell him, which is, I don't know, it's a bit strange.
Looks like that's his vertibird coming right now. It's showtime. Let's not mess this up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some security procedures to oversee.
Security procedures, like standing right there by that table. So, there's the president's vertibird coming in. There's not actually that many ways to do this. I think this is actually more fun to do as Arizona Killer, the Caesar's Legion version of this quest, where you're basically killing the president, because there's loads of ways you can kill the president in fun, interesting ways. So, anyway, speak to this guy.
You're cleared to go on through.
I'm cleared to go on up. Lovely. So, climb the ladder, because I want to be up top. Just don't be crushed by it. Don't be crushed by it. Ooh, keep your distance. I'm not sure if it actually can do damage if you do get underneath it, but and there's some NCR Rangers, and then this rather suspicious chappie appears. Hello, rather suspicious chappie. Walks up to the vertibird, walks off, and you can immediately activate the vertibird and examine the vertibird with repair explosives of 50. Examine the vertibird. You search the vertibird, notice a strange item that doesn't belong. Examination, notice it's a bomb. You skillfully disable the bomb and remove it from the vertibird. Boom. So we've got that in place now, which is lovely. Now, back down nice and quick and report to Ranger Grant. We just want the president out of here as soon as possible.
Come back in a minute. I'm busy with security matters. Come back in a minute. I'm busy with security matters.
Now he's willing to talk to me. I am. I found a bomb on the bird.
We have to get the president out of here now. I'll cancel the speech and have security search the area.
So, now just duck down, make sure you're out of the way. One of the Rangers just kind of very quietly saunters up to the stage. They're all very relaxed. They're all very relaxed about the president, you know, a bomb being found at the president's vertibird. There's the engineer in question, by the way. But I don't think he poses any threat to me. Everyone runs off. And is the sniper going to bother taking a shot? No, he is not. Is the sniper even up there yet? No, I can't see him. I think the sniper might not be present anymore. Okay, the vertibird takes off, and the vertibird takes off twice, in fact. Bit of a false start there. It's cold morning. Needs to turn the key in the ignition a couple of times. Folds away. Vertibird with the NCR written on it, and away it goes. Really, really quick and easy. And as soon as it disappears over the horizon, I will be deemed to have completed the quest. There we go. An extra 1,000 experience points for that. Not quite enough to knock me into level 24, but very close indeed. And at this point, no one's really that interested in speaking to you anymore, to be honest. No one's really, no one's that fascinated in speaking to you now. It's all pretty much done. So, we can go up onto the stage. There's Jeremy Watson up on the stage. He was supposed to be getting a medal. He didn't get a medal. It's the saddest thing. It's the true tragedy of this game that Jeremy Watson never gets his medal. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are for whether or not the sniper takes a shot, because I've certainly seen, after the president gets ushered out of here in the past, the sniper takes a shot at someone, but I can't see any bodies, so I don't think he shot anybody on this occasion. But I've certainly seen the sniper take a shot. He can't hit the president. If you've ushered the president to safety and found something that's caused him to be evacuated, the president will never be hit by the sniper on the way out. I'm pretty sure he can't be, because you've done your job correctly, so the game's not going to punish you for that. But sometimes the sniper will take a shot and hit someone, which can actually be a very good way of getting, you know, some advanced Desert Ranger armor if you haven't got any already, because sometimes he can hit one of the president's security detail and it will just be an automatic one-hit kill. So there we are. That's you'll know it when it happens. Completed really nice and easily. I'm at no threat whatsoever. And obviously you probably will notice for my hit points, this is one of the reasons, of course, why I need the true health counter. Because when you do Arizona Killer, or you'll know it when it happens, so it doesn't matter what route you go down, when you do this quest for either the NCR or the Legion or for House, when you get here, you'll be forced to sleep overnight. That's kind of, yeah, that's just something the game forces you to do. You can't avoid that, unfortunately. I guess the only way you could do it would be you'd have to deliberately annoy the NCR to such an extent that they don't let you do the quest. So you could, like, I think if the NCR hate you, both House and Yes Man will basically say, oh, well, you can't do this quest, so don't bother. So, yeah, I think that's the case, but unfortunately that means officially, obviously my health has been refilled, but I'm not having that. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still on 255 hit points. And this is, even if I hadn't had the true health counter, I'd have needed it now. So, never mind. Anyway, let's move onwards. You know, I'm not much of one for, you know, PC modding and so forth. I'm really not much into modding at all. But I tell you what, if I did play this game on PC more, the first flipping mod I'd install would be if someone had made a mod to add some fast travel locations within the strip. I mean, every flipping time I have to come back and visit House or want to go to any of the casinos, travel to the North Gate, load through the North Gate, run through the strip, go through the door. It's another couple of loading zones before you get where you want to need to go. It's flipping annoying. Okay, Housey, President Kimball is alive just as requested.
If not for you, President Kimball would be dead. So you needn't feel guilty when the NCR's route from Hoover Dam demolishes his political career.
Okay, and what's the next step, House?
Before that happens, I'll ask you to complete one other task. It may seem trivial, but that's far from the case. Between the Strip and Helios 1 lies the El Dorado electrical substation. Humble as it appears, the substation has immense strategic value, for it's there that you'll jumpstart the Lucky 38's dormant reactor. Gain access to the substation's control room and install this override module. Just so you know, there are NCR troops guarding the station. Broadcasting encrypted VMQ-boosted command signals to hundreds of Securitrons eats up more power than you might expect.
No, that seems about fair. Right, I'll take care of that.
With this accomplished, all preparations will have been made. The battle for Hoover Dam will be upon us before long.
He's not wrong. It's coming up very soon indeed. Alright, let's go and do that. Though before I do that, I need to do something else. There's one little bit of prep I need to do for that mission before I go. Because as you said, NCR troops are guarding that, and I don't want to make an enemy of the NCR literally seconds before I'm going to be fighting alongside them in Hoover Dam. So it's time for me to scavenge for a few more stealth boys. Literally, I'm going to try and clear out the map of all the stealth boys I know the fixed locations of. I'm kind of kicking myself for the fact that I didn't go and see Atticus before making an enemy of the Legion. That's a stupid oversight on my part, because I could have got an easy few stealth boys from him just by doing waiting and then, yeah. But equally, I kind of feel like it's cheating to use Atticus as an infinite support of stealth boys. So I'm kind of glad in some ways that I forgot. It feels more kind of hardcore survivalist to have forgotten about that. Anyway, I think there's two that I know the location of. So the first brings me back to Novak, and I'm just going to quickly run back out to the rep contest site. I know I could fast travel there, but I don't know if ghouls outside the rep contest center might have regenerated. Obviously, I'm aware that ghouls on the inside have all gone on the amazing journey now, so I'm pretty sure they should still not be there, but I'm not entirely sure whether actually potentially there are still ghouls outside the area. So I'm just going to go on foot just in case, but I think we should be safe. Nope, looks like not. Looks like just last part, having taken so much damage, has turned me into a paranoid gibbering maniac, so that's good. We will appear to be completely safe around here. So time to just nip inside the rep contest center itself. And assuming it hasn't faded from existence, the one I missed here is the one that I flipping always miss. which is I always search all of the Nightkin, but I'm told that this Nightkin, aha, there it is, yes. I always search the Nightkin, because many of them have stealth boys on them, but I always forget this Nightkin, the very first one you come across, doesn't have a stealth boy on his person. He drops his stealth boy, there it is, right there. And I always run flipping straight past that one too. It's, yeah, it's something I've just consistently done. Pretty much every time I've played New Vegas ever for years. I always just come in, look at this guy, think, oh yeah, he has a stealth boy, doesn't he? Search Nightkin. Oh, just a rebar club. Oh, well, never mind, eh? And then immediately head on my way and forget about that one. Now, here's one I'm not 100% sure, and this isn't one of the two I know the location of, but this is just one I think could theoretically be of interest. So, obviously, we have the little kind of the unmarked subquest regarding Brahman being murdered over here in Novak at the McBride household. So, Dusty McBride, tell me about the terrible dead Brahmin. So, we now know that somewhere around midnight each night, something is attacking these creatures, so we've got to be a bit careful of that. So, let's get ourselves nice and far back from the location that we're going to be stalking. Let's get our most powerful ammo we've got. So we've got explosive ammo in the anti-material rifle. And then let's wait just 3 hours till almost midnight. Because obviously, as some of you may know, the thing that stalks the Brahmin is going to be a Nightkin. And if I can nail the Nightkin in one shot, Nightkin do sometimes end up holding stealth boys. So I don't know if this one does. No idea. Cannot remember for the life of me. But if it does, then I might well be able to get an extra stealth boy off him. There he is. I can see his wibble, but he's on the move. He's on the move, so I don't have a clear shot at this person right now. And unfortunately, he's also leveled with me, so this is a Nightkin Master. So I need to be a little careful here. Wait for him to decloak. There we go. There he goes. Boom. Yeah, remember, my critical hit shots are now insanely powerful. My critical hit shots are just mad powerful because I've got the better criticals perk. So, yeah, anti-material rifle and a sneak attack critical and the explosive ammo. No wonder he is completely unarmed. And I can get the ammo. I could get a minigun if I wanted to. It's incredibly low condition, not worth it. And the screams of Brahmin, because he was just basically in it for hearing the Brahmin scream. And I've saved the Brahmin, so I'm the true hero of Novak. So there we are. That's a lovely thing to do. Though obviously it turns out I was wrong. Obviously, as you probably just saw there, the entire point of this was I was hoping I might get a stealth boy out of this. But no stealth boy. Just the minigun, the ammo, and the other bits and pieces. So never mind. I thought that might be worth something to me, but it turned out to not be. But anyway, I'll let them know. I'll let them know as I've just done that for them anyway. 75 bottle caps. Wow, at last I can retire and leave this life of crime. Good. Thank you, kind sir, for your 75 flipping bottle bloody caps. Right, onwards then. And the other one brings us up to the northwest corner of New Vegas. You may realise where I am because I'll say that's the follower's safe house up there. So Vault 22 is over there somewhere. And the road up towards Jacobstown is just up ahead of me. I've come this way as this is, I think I'm right in saying, the only place in the entire game where you can actually buy a stealth boy guaranteed. There's loads of them that are in fixed locations, like Cobb will always be carrying one at the end of Ghost Town Gunfight, and there'll be one in the safe in the schoolhouse in Goodsprings, and, you know, various Nightkin are likely to have one. I think this is the only place in the game where you can actually just straight up buy one. It's very interesting, but it's also one of my favourite little characters of the game. This is something that a fair few people may not have seen, because it's not desperately well known about. So I want to go over to this ranch over here. So we've got this little farmhouse. There's no danger around here. It's all perfectly safe. See, perfectly hidden. No problems whatsoever. And this is the Brooks Tumbleweed Ranch. And what I want to do first is, well, I want to do something slightly weird first. So there's some boxes here. Some completely empty boxes. I think the game put these here intentionally because it knows exactly what I'm about to do. So what I'm going to do, rather oddly, is I'm going to put 15,849 bottle caps into this box, leaving myself with one bottle cap and making this now, I think, the single largest source of money in the game, with the exception of some of the stuff in dead money. So I now have one bottle cap on me, which I have very good reason for doing. And that is, if we go over into this entirely empty paddock, where you'll notice that there are some tumbleweeds just kind of, well, they're supposed to be tumbling about, but they're actually just, they've all congregated in that corner for whatever reason. But you'll probably, those of you with eagle eyes or reviewing this in HD will probably have already noticed the wibble there, which is, there is, of course, a Nightkin.
You want to buy Wind Brahmin?
And, where did you come from?
Right here. Where did you come from?
And, yes, Wind Brahmin, you mean tumbleweeds?
What?
Oh, you're crazy, aren't you?
Crazy with low prices on Wind Brahmin. You buy one.
And I'm pretty sure if you say no, they will go hostile. So I definitely say you buy. But ask how much, and the situation gets a bit interesting.
All.
All of my caps?
They are very good, Wind Brahmin. All caps.
And then I'll just agree to that, because obviously I only have one cap on me.
Ha ha, stupid human.
Bottle cap removed. Rather weirdly, I haven't picked up a stealth boy. I don't know quite why. You're supposed to sell me a stealth boy. Excuse me. A stealth boy, if you'd be so kind. That's unusual. That's supposed to give you a stealth boy. Right. I think I can murder you for a stealth boy, mind. I'm not sure. Just get the Wind Brahmin. Get the Wind Brahmin out from the corner here. Yeah, they congregate in the corner. I don't know why they do that. Whether it's a slight slope or something, or a prevailing wind that the game calculates. I have no idea how that's calculated. Well, I feel like I've just been conned, so basically I don't feel too bad about murdering you now in that case. Right, first things first. Let's get my monies back. Metal box. Take all. Big pile of money. And you should not have... No, I'm definitely not planning to kill you. I'm definitely not planning to kill you. There we go. You should not have conned me. You should not have conned me. Now, can I get a stealth boy off you? Yes, I can. Excellent. Good. And I can get my bottle cap back too. So if you happen to have been, handed over thousands of caps to this person accidentally, they will be carrying the exact right amount of caps. Which isn't actually true for most merchants in the game. Most merchants in the game, if you give them like 1,000 caps and loads of stuff, then you kill them, the stuff will have just mysteriously gone missing. That was different in Fallout 3. In Fallout 3, you could, when you did something with a trader, if you killed the trader and their pack Brahmin, then you used the key to get access to the pack Brahmin's inventory, everything you just sold them and all the money would be back on them. So it kind of felt to me like a bit more of a real economy. Which is strange, because I actually prefer the economy of New Vegas overwhelmingly. The economy of New Vegas is much more... realistic insofar as there's much more money in circulation, so it feels like a much more advanced economy. But I did like in Fallout 3 how money once passed to someone, items once passed someone, did enter their inventory, so you could, if you wanted to, murder them to get them straight back. But maybe that's just me, because I got slightly too into the kill everything run. Anyway, that's us up to 3 stealth boys, which puts us in much better shape for what I am about to do. So now we can return to the El Dorado substation, just like House asked us to. If you ever came to Vault 11, by the way, it's almost certainly the closest fast travel location. So, ooh, more flipping ants burning things. Don't know what the ants are burning exactly. They are burning. Well, that shoe exploded anyway. Yeah, I just occasionally see those ants using their flame attacks, and I'm not quite sure what it is they're exploding. Never been entirely sure what they're actually attacking. I don't know what else spawns down in the dry lake bed there. So that's the building in question over there. There it is. That's what we want to do. The El Dorado substation. So unfortunately, the NCR are indeed guarding it, and they're not kidding around. For some reason, even when you're not particularly popular with the NCR, they'll let you run around Hoover Dam, and they'll let you run around all their camps. And they'll just let complete strangers and people they don't even like that much run around all their camps. But just because the game demands it, they will actually really just shoot on sight to anyone who steps even close to the El Dorado substation. Which I guess I don't mind, because it makes sense that if that's a facility they own, they would, you know, shoot at any intruders if they gave you a clear warning not to be an intruder. But it's kind of odd how they just let you wander around their camps. you know, just completely freely and don't mind. And even if things mysteriously go missing and people end up mysteriously dying, they just don't seem to care. But yeah, the moment you get close to this particular facility, the NCR get really, really snippy and uppity about you and actually will shoot you on sight. It's just the one facility in the game that behaves like that, and it's kind of unusual. Anyway, where are the NCR who are guarding it? 'Cause it has guards. It definitely has guards. Oh, there they are. There's an NCR sergeant. Yep, lovely. They'll probably see me in a second. I mean, I think I'm okay just to run up to it, because they will just give me a straight-up warning if I just kind of walk up to it. Though, do I even want to? No, you know what? Let's do this. Oh, hang on. Oh, no. Even though I'm hidden, I think I'm getting an official warning anyway.
Stay out of the control room and enclosure, or there's gonna be trouble. Got it?
Okay, that's absolutely fine. I don't... Yeah, it's kind of... It's a really weird one. It's a very weird one. How... Because the NCR, as far as I can tell, they don't really use this for much, because the implication from House is that, like, you know, he's drawn a fair bit of power from Hoover Dam already. He's already got the power from Hoover Dam, so what exactly is he getting from this place? It just strikes me as it's odd the NCR guards this with their lives, and that there's a permanent garrison here who will shoot anyone who intrudes on site. Anyway, let's do this all proper stealthy style. So it's 1 AM, and for added dramatic effect, I've turned off my radio. And I'm going to use a stealth boy. I know it's probably, arguably, not strictly necessary, but I think it's safer, just because I don't want to cause any trouble with the NCR at this late stage in the game. I need them to be on side, fighting alongside me, and not shooting at me. Go inside. The NCR are all asleep. They're absolutely fine with me. And then just activate terminal. Power the substation. There we are. A nice, easy 500 experience points. I've gained NCR infamy, but they don't... Well, mysteriously, they kind of do and don't know I did it. Anyway, level 24. What do we need to get up? Because this will be our last level before the dam. You know what? There's nothing I actually desperately need. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to start the kind of these core skills moving upwards. Because as we start looking at the DLC, very hard locks and so forth are going to become more common. So I'm just going to start some of this moving. I'm going to start moving lockpick upwards. Science can go up 5 as well. We'll get that towards 100 pretty soon. And repair can just go up 2. So that's fine. Level 24. But I also get a perk, of course. So I've been umming and ahhing about this for a few minutes since you last saw me. And I'm really kind of stuck between light step, which I can definitely see the advantages of, because traps, man. Traps have... I mean, I say, oh no, I'm never going to set off a trap. I pay attention, but I've been hit by multiple traps so far. I've been hit by multiple traps, so I kind of feel like I need... That could be really useful, especially heading into the DLC, some of which are really trap heavy. So light step I could see the advantage of. But there's also math... Yeah, there's also math wrath, which is kind of... Yeah, 10% less AP costs for all attacks. That's kind of nice. But equally, I'm not actually... Ooh, hang on. But there's also Action Girl. Hang on, which of those is technically better for me? An extra 15 action points to use. So extra... No, I think I've got enough action points that Math Wrath is actually better than Action Girl. I need to check that. But okay, I'm going to go for Math Wrath. This... Oh, no. No, I'm going to go for Light Step. I'm going to take the sensible option. I'm going to take Light Step. I know it doesn't actually do me any benefit, but I think it's better safe than sorry to take Light Step, quite frankly. It just removes the dangers of traps. So let's just do that, shall we? Yeah, okay, fine, I'm doing that. Yeah, Light Step. And then... you probably noticed that I did actually lose some reputation with the NCR, so that I did gain some infamy there. Which is kind of odd when you think about it, because I'm hidden and they don't know I'm here. Anyway... Let's just sneak out of there, leave it all be, completely ignore it, round those guys, just keep my distance, out of the way, the job is done, nobody minds, I'm completely invisible, nobody knows what I've done. But the job is done. I'm not sure if the NCR will know what's actually happened. House was suggesting that they would know, because the massive surge of power, the NCR would undeniably detect it. It's just with the Legion in the situation they're in, they wouldn't care because they're too busy preparing for the Legion assault, so they wouldn't mind that much. So anyway, I think we're more, completely out of the way. Let's head back to House and turn that into. Alright, Housey old boy, that job is done.
As you can see, Vegas is humming along. I've tested my C3I broadcasting arrays. Everything is in order. And just in time, as it turns out, the forces of Caesar's Legion are on the march, establishing a staging area east of the dam. Their assault could begin at any moment, so that's where you'll be heading, if you're ready. Hoover Dam.
And fortunately, the NCR will welcome my help, because I'm still on excellent terms with them.
Precisely. You'll have no trouble joining the battle on their side, and they'll be too distracted to notice why you're really there. Your objective is to reach a control room halfway across the dam and install an override module similar to the one you used at the substation. The override will enable me to control the entire dam's power output. You may remember how the bunker at the fort was rather dimly lit. Well, just like the Lucky 38, it needs a big jolt of electricity to power up. You've already uploaded the new operating system to the Securitrons. All they need is power, and they'll be in fighting trim.
And what should I expect at the Battle of the Dam?
Imagine two snarling dogs fighting over a curve of bone. Perhaps the rib of their master, long dead. It'll be a pitched battle, that's a certainty. Perhaps the greatest battle the Earth has seen since the human race nearly made itself extinct.
And I have some things to take care of before the battle, House. Just to say, well, I don't really. We'll be doing this. But I just have some things to take care of first. Hang about. I've got some people to talk to.
Then handle them with dispatch. The Legion's assault is imminent.
And there we are. The House always wins 8. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have done everything that we can do. We have set everything up. We are on good terms with the NCR. We have set up every other faction that can help us to help us, with, of course, the exception of the Brotherhood of Steel, who are dead because all of you are mean, terrible people who wanted the Brotherhood to die. But with the exception of the Brotherhood, everyone is on our side. We have done as much setup as I possibly can do, and that is what is going to happen next time. We are going after the dam. We are going to end the base game. And assuming we survive that final battle, we'll be moving on to the DLC after that point. I've decided which DLC. I won't say that this week. I'll get to that next week. Assuming we get to it. I don't want to announce it before we even flipping, we might not even get that far. This battle is tough. There is a very good chance I could die in this battle, and we will not be making it there anyway. So that would be unfortunate if so, but I can't rule it out. So I'm not going to announce that until we've actually managed to do this. But don't worry, I know that obviously after the battle's done, that is technically the end of the game. I have a plan. I have a plan in mind for doing the battle and then how I'll kind of carry over the stats from the battle forward. But basically, I intend to do the final battle, and if I survive, I'm going to recreate my character and then do the DLC off the system save that happens after I start the final battle. Don't worry, it'll all make sense. I'll explain it more thoroughly next week. But that's what's happening next week. We are doing it. We are actually going to the final battle, a second battle at Hoover Dam, and we are going to be... Oh, blimey, I don't know. I don't know if I can win. I have no idea if I can actually win. I'm not 100% sure on that. But we'll be there. We'll be there, and we'll be representing Mr. House. The final battle representing Mr. House. Can we do this? I have no flipping clue. Let's find out, shall we? And if you need something to tide you over while we're waiting for the final part next week, in Far Cry 4 this week, I've been murdering turtles. Turtles pose no threat because turtles are weak to fire. There we go. Bye, turtles. Meanwhile, over in Life is Strange, I just finished up episode 1.
She even covered it in punk stickers because Chloe doesn't give a shit.
Oh yeah, she's a real rebel putting stickers on her laptop. And in LA Noire, I've been stealing fire trucks. Oh, these things go crazy when you drive over them. Oh, this is great. So feel free to check any of those out. I think it's been a good week. It's been a good week on the channel. I've been very happy with everything I've done. But yes, in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas. You only live once. The final preparations before the final battle. Thank you very much, and goodbye. And once he's nice and high, Caden, if you'd be so kind, and off he goes into space. Oh, you exploded. That's a shame. Yeah, you're going straight in. I don't... Oh, yeah! Oh, that was a good one. Salute. Thank you.